Welcome back to the Team to Be Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. We got Digital Adele back on the program. How are you doing today, Digital Adele?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, Amir. Thanks for having me back on the show. I even got my playoff beard going, man, like hockey. I got my playoff beard going for the Miami Heat play-in game. See that? That's a tease.
We got our rally beards. Isn't that a baseball thing too?
That's a thing, a rally beard. There you go.
There we go. We got our rally beard, even though mine's a little more kept. I think I trimmed it like 3 days ago or so. Look at the neck.
There you go. Nicely lined up. I like it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. So, as Adele mentioned, the Miami Heat are in the play-in for the fourth straight year. What a shocker. We're completely surprised by that. No one had that expectation at any point in the season. So the Heat did finish with a better record, and they're still 10th, which is just kind of tragic and comical. Even though they did theoretically improve, they were 43, I think, and 39, but still 10th in the East. And some of those wins were complete freebies, like with the way tanking has been this year. Like this is like the worst tanking season ever. But it's also even more ridiculous because we've already heard about the stat that the Heat went 0-13 against the Raptors, Celtics, and Magic. But they also lost to the Jazz, who were trying to lose. They lost to the Pacers twice, who were literally trying to lose because they probably had to lose the most, right? Because they were going to lose their top 4 pick if they fall outside of top 4. We lost to the Kings, another bottom 3 team. We lost to the Mavericks, who, improved a little bit slightly with Cooper Flag, but they're still a team that wasn't playing for anything as well. And there's a few other losses in there. So it's been tragic. And here we are now. We have a play-in game. And so we're playing against the Hornets on the road. And I don't know how I feel about this game, Adele. I don't know if I could actually root for the Miami Heat to lose, but I wouldn't be mad if they did because this draft is so loaded, as you obviously know. And I'd rather have them have the minute chance of getting a top 4, top 7, whatever, top 10 pick, right? And even if they
could only be a top 4. It can only be a top 4.
Could be only top 4. It's either top 4 or they basically get the 12,
or they're 13th. Yeah.
12 or 13. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, we did beat the Hornets 3-1. There is a possibility. Kevin Garnett said anything is possible. Before we get into the topic of the episode, though, what's your prediction? Can the Miami Heat do the unthinkable and win?
I mean, my prediction is that the Hornets are a better team now than they were at the beginning of the season when the Heat got those first couple of wins against Charlotte.
Correct.
Last time they played the Hornets, they lost. Con Knipple's the real deal, dude. Con Knipple's the real deal. LaMelo Ball's playing better for how LaMelo Ball typically plays. Brandon Miller's really good. Diabate in the middle is really good. Redacted Miles Bridges is a physical player. Downhill, get on top of the rim. His 3-point shooting's there. And they got Zion James off the bench. They're a good team. They're a really good team. I don't think Miami wins this game for the reasons I pointed out before the season started. If anybody's followed my work, before the season started, lack of point of attack defense was a major concern. You can't play Norm and Tyler together at all because they're just going to get picked on all game long. They don't have enough 3-point shooting. And they don't have a 1A guy. They don't have the guy. They don't have one.
They don't.
And so that's why I think the Miami Heat will lose. The only way the Charlotte Hornets lose this game is if LaMelo Ball does LaMelo Ball things and starts shooting one-footed fadeaways from half court all game. If that happens, then sure, the Heat could win. But outside of that, I don't see it.
He's going to take some terrible shots in general. Obviously, we know that. Please do what you did against the Knicks. Even though the Knicks sat out their entire team. Right. But getting an opportunity to attempt a layup at the rim. Yes, 2 guys were trailing, and it could have been contested. But he's also 6'7" and young and athletic. I think he could have slammed it if he really wanted to. But
he's
then
not
he
that athletic.
Runs to the corner and takes the 3. Yes, he makes it nothing but net. But just what a low IQ, just terrible play.
Selection is awful.
In a
Jordan Poole-esque.
Yes, and it's a kind of a must-win in their situation. Like, come on, like this is meaningful growth for them. Like they're putting it together. That they've drafted well, especially this year with Con. To your point, and they're growing as a team and could be that next Detroit Pistons type team, or the Thunder, where they add another veteran through a trade or whatever. Free agency doesn't really exist, but like they can add to this team and
Right.
keep growing and developing, and they will internally with Khan and with Brandon Miller. I'm not going to throw in LaMelo because I hate him so much, but maybe he can grow too in maturity. Maybe
Stop
right,
taking idiotic shots. That's correct.
just being terrible. But so yeah, I don't know. I think the Heat are going to possibly lose, but I could also see them winning if they could step up and Bam has a monster defensive game and they hit threes and just Tyler has a good game. Like it's possible.
Who's
Anything's
Tyler going
possible.
to defend on that team?
Who does he depend on? Any team. It doesn't matter.
This is my whole point. That's my whole point. He's going to get hunted all game long.
He is, but I don't know. We're gonna hunt. Who could we hunt on their end? Who's the weakest?
LaMelo. You can
Yeah,
hunt
it's probably
LaMelo.
LaMelo, right? Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
would think. But still, he's not as bad as Tyler, is he?
No, I don't think anybody's bad as Tyler.
There's
Him
gotta
and
be
James
someone.
Harden are like tied for the worst defenders in the league.
James Harden is old at least, but yes, he's also when young a terrible defender. But anyway, all right. So I have a question for you for this episode. The theme is who are the 3 players for the Miami Heat with the most at stake in this playing game? So who needs to have a good game? Who needs to help the Miami Heat actually win? Because we know the Miami Heat still want to play more basketball. They want to get to the playoffs. That's how Spo operates. That's how the front office operates. That's how players operate too. You're right. They want to win, right? You don't want to lose when you're on the basketball court. So who are the 3 players that have the biggest to lose, right? The most to lose or the most to gain? Like who are the 3 that we need to keep an eye on?
Yeah, when you say most to lose, most to game, the first thing I think of is money. And Tyler Herro is due for an extension. He's got a lot of money on the table. And Norman Powell, he needs a new contract as well. And whether the Miami Heat keep him or he goes off in free agency and gets a contract somewhere else, both of those guys have the most to lose and to gain by playing well. And playing well if they're on the floor at the same time, which I don't foresee happening. And also, I would say Bam Adebayo. I mean, he's the leader and the captain of this team. He's got to play well in these playoffs. And I think there's a lot of fans. I'm not saying I'm one of them, but, the 83-point game was amazing. But they're like, where is this aggressiveness all the time? Like, he's got to be aggressive, and he's got to be a leader on the offensive end of the court, even though that's not his forte, and he has so much defensive responsibility. So I think those 3 guys have the most to lose or gain throughout this whole, endeavor.
Yeah, I mean, especially Norm because he's on and expiring. Tyler still has 1 more year, so they theoretically don't have to do anything. Obviously, he's going to ask for that extension. He's already basically tried, right?
Right.
So with Norm, 32 years old, I believe, 31 or 32, great season. And honestly, like, he's had a downfall since All-Star break. I wrote about it. I forgot the numbers exactly, but like pre-All-Star break, 23 points per game, almost 24. Right. Post All-Star break, 16.8. Month of April, 10 points per game. So it's been rough for Norm, but I guess I don't want it's fit, possibly. Like it's just chemistry or fit.
Well, he doesn't fit with Tyler. Him and Tyler do not play well together. They don't make each other better.
The usage and all that stuff was in his role was a little bit different, but it's the groin injury, man. It's like Jaime all over again, in my opinion. Like,
yeah,
I think that's the main culprit because some people are saying like, did he play himself out of a contract? But like, he's also playing intentionally because he knows he needs to show out for either the Heat, which he wants to stay for, reportedly in the past, or for his new team because this is his last theoretical contract. Like I'm assuming he wants probably a 3 to 4 year deal, probably 4-year deal. And this could be his last opportunity to get a raise and make money. I don't think he's going to make crazy money like 30
Well, he was injured last year too by the end of the season. So this is 2 seasons in a row. I think he's going to get a 2-year deal wherever he goes.
That's exactly what I think. And I think if it's with the Heat, you give him a little pay bump and you say, hey, this hiccup was because of the groin injury and like other injuries. And we saw what happened to Jaime, who's a lot younger, but like similar, like just that groin injury is nothing to play with and very detrimental when it comes to being a basketball player at any position. But I think that could be a saving grace to a certain degree. And they're like, hey, we understand you want an extension. You want a little pay bump. You were an all-star. maybe give him like a 2-year 50 mil. So like he's making 20 million. So it's like, hey, you get 25 per,
Right.
maybe, or like you get like
Maybe.
does that make sense? Do you think that's too much for someone of his age and caliber?
Not
I think it's
really. I
fine.
mean, it just depends. I mean, it just depends on what other moves they make, what they do in the draft. Like all of this stuff is connected, in my opinion. Because like if you're not giving Tyler an extension and you're trying to extend Norm just to, he's a good scorer to keep in the pipeline. He's a good mentor to the young guys.
Right.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
I mean, it is still difficult to score 22, 23, 24 plus in an NBA season. Like,
Yeah.
obviously there are very capable players if given opportunity, right?
Right.
But pretty efficient. Like before, like this little hiccup, over the last,
But is he going to
month.
stay healthy through a full season? And this is the Jimmy conversation. He's not as good as Jimmy, but like if he keeps breaking down before you even get to the playoffs, you know what I mean?
Totally.
That's a problem.
And the problem is the direction with this Miami Heat team. Are we still gonna just keep
right
going with
because he's
Tyler
going
and
to keep
Bam
you
as our-
in the
as our-
middle? He's going to keep you in the middle, and you're never going to be able to have a shot at a 1A guy in the draft.
If you keep Tyler and Bam as your 1 and 2, you're automatically going to always be in the middle. Then you're just going to pepper in the young guys, and we're going to be the Bulls and Hawks and those types of teams until you make the move and you rip off the Band-Aid and you trade either Bam or Tyler. Obviously, who I would pick, Adele. Obviously, if I had to choose who I would pick, there's one guy, obviously, that's a one-way guy. So, but you need to make a decision like the Hawks did, like the Jazz did, even with Donovan Mitchell and Gobert.
Right.
Like that's a little more drastic in my opinion because I think Mitchell's way better than Trey ever was. But there's teams where they let people go. I'm not going to bring up Luka because that's insane. But like there's teams that make a tough decision. You let a player go. Right. Like eventually, Paul George, when he was with the Pacers, like eventually he left to go to his hometown, and I'm not sure if it was the right decision. And his career has fallen apart due to injuries and whatnot. But like, we gotta pick a direction, and I don't know. Yeah, picking that.
So arguably, the Pacers made the right decision because he did fall apart with injuries.
Say that again.
So then technically the Pacers did make the right decision because he did fall apart with injuries.
And technically the Hawks so far in very small sample size in 30 games.
Yeah.
Went from the 10th seed this year or 9th or 10th or 11th even and went to the.
Well, you know how I feel about Trae Young. Trae Young to me isn't a player that you're going to be like, he's going to be on your championship team because he can't defend anybody. Like he can't defend anyone.
He could be the third best player on a championship team, but
you'd have to hide him defensively because he can't defend anyone.
He can't be the number one option, which he was, or even the number two option. Like he's just silly.
Correct.
He's Jordan Poole and Jordan Clarkson, but better. And you know what I mean? But like slightly better and gifted offensively, but he's still that type of player.
Right. He still pulls 40-foot jump shots thinking he's Curry, and he's not.
Right. Those are and that's LaMelo style basketball, which we were talking about a little bit earlier. Is like those just boneheaded, like low IQ, low field goal percentage shots, which drives me mad. But anyway, you got to make a decision. So Bam Adebayo, you said Bam, Norm, and Tyler. Tyler and Norm, evident, obviously, the two that want extensions. I think the Tyler piece is going to be interesting because what's if he dominates? What's if he gets us to the playoffs? Then I think the rest is history. Actually, I digress because he'll probably just do what he normally does and he'll have 1 or 2 good games and then 4 bad ones, right? Basically, right? And get hunted.
He gets schemed out of the game is what happens with Tyler.
Well, pretty much, right? So I guess if I was going to say which 3 players have the most at stake, I would say the 2 you said in terms of the guards, and then I might say Kel'el, just because Bam is like he's got the max. It's going into contract next year. He might make. I don't think he's gonna make all NBA, but like he's gonna be on the all defensive side. Like he's just obviously still our most important player, obviously, and technically best all around player. So I mean, I think he's solidified. I don't think it's as important to the team and the organization. For the fans, sure, but the guy I think this is important for this game is Kel'el Ware, because you already know. Like the roller coaster, the oscillation of him trying and not trying, and motor issue, and passionate, energetic, and tenacious. Like it's just like it's like a week by week kind of thing, or month by month, or day by day. And so he didn't have a good playoff series last year, and so I think
No, he got
step up.
twist turned around every which way last in the playoffs.
And like yes, like again, it's like he'll have a good few games, then he'll have a few bad games and whatnot. And like, can he afford to do that in a win or go home game? This is still theoretically an important game for the organization.
Very
for
important
him,
game. Yeah.
right? So I think he has a lot at stake for his trust. Can Spo trust that, like, is this finally going to stick one day, or is it going to be just the same pattern of just like me trusting you, me not trusting you, you being engaged, you not being engaged, you rebounding with one fingernail versus going up and boxing people out? But you know what I mean? So it's like, I think he has a lot at stake.
I got a quick question for you, piggybacking off that
path with the team, right? Moving forward, is he going to get the usage and real opportunity that a lot of Heat fans deserve? But like, thinks he deserves. But like, and I think he deserves it more than you do. That's going to be very obvious. More.
See, people think I don't like Ware. It's not that I don't like him. I don't like his game where he doesn't play hard. Like, I don't think motor is something you can just fix. So he could be the nicest young man in the world. When you don't play hard, that's on you, the player. It has nothing to do with the coach. But I'll ask you this question. I know we're going to get out of here. Does Spo start him?
No.
Oh, so you think he comes off the bench against the Hornets?
The Hornets are not that, like, they don't have the size and like that length.
I get it. Fans are going to be upset at that.
They are, but they're an athletic, dynamic team with Con, who's not very athletic but young, energetic. LaMelo and Brandon Miller's athletic, and even Bridges, obviously, right? Like I don't think they're gonna have Bam and Kel'el out there together necessarily.
Yeah, the big thing is Con would cook anytime Ware would play and drop. He wouldn't be able. He would just shoot.
He just shoot
every single time.
Rise up, or he just literally he could even attack him. He could even attack him. And,
he'd ball fake him and then attack him too.
Ball fake him, get a couple, use some Jaime footwork and figure something out. Like he's so good off ball, on ball.
Oh, he's an amazing player. Yeah, he's an amazing player.
So yeah, I don't think he starts. I don't think he does.
All right. Well, that's all. That's all I had for you then, Amir, in terms of questions about Kel'el.
That's all I have for this episode. So I actually wrote an article about this. So I have on SI on Miami Heat basketball. So Adele and I are both writers for on SI and a few other teams that we don't need to mention on this podcast today. But I will be linking that episode, that article in the description of this episode. But yeah, make sure to go to onsi.com, check out the Miami Heat's page, and you'll find Adele's work and my work as well. Thanks for hopping on, Adele. We'll see what happens tomorrow. If they win, I think there's a possibility. I think I might have to have you back on to preview the next round of the mid-off.
That's right.
Consolation of playing against Cade Cunningham and the number 1 Detroit Pistons, which probably I think we would lose in 5.
For sure. For sure.
5 max. I don't even know if they can go to 6, but
oh my God.
That would be the constellation. But I mean, whatever. I mean, they're still so likely to get the 13th pick at this point that
I'm just interested to see what Kasper Shakachonis does. Does he get any run?
No, Drew Smith and Jameer Young all of a sudden gets ahead of him in the rotation.
He's shooting like 44% from 3 or something, like 43%.
Every dog has his day. I think Michael Porter Jr. was shooting like 46%.
I'm talking about Cass, man. Development.
There we go. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. though was like shooting 46% for like a good amount of the time, like the first month of the season. Now he's like at 37 or something. Like, every dog has their day. So
teams made him put it on the floor because he's their only scoring option.
Literally
in Brooklyn. All right, man. Let's get out of here.
Yes, sir. All right. Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate the time.
You're welcome. Take it easy, dude.
Subscribe to my channel and
Digital Adele Hoops on YouTube.
There we go. Thanks again.